Just 4 days till Christmas, and do we have a Christmas present for you as two of the top mid-major programs in the country meet in Nashville, Tennessee. Lipscomb, preseason favorite in the A-Sun, hosts Vermont, the preseason favorite of the American East Conference. A showdown in Nashville, and you're watching the A-Sun on ESPN. Hello everyone, welcome courtside in Allen Arena here on the campus of Lipscomb University. Jonathan Seaman alongside my son Justin. Well, this is a night we've penciled and circled a long time ago in our calendar. Two mid-majors coming to meet here in Nashville.
Yeah, it's a mid-major top 25 matchup, and this Vermont Catamounts team, an excellent team coming in here, 9-3, coming off an exciting double overtime win against St. Bonaventure. On the other side for Lipscomb, 8-3 coming in. Final home game of the 2018 season, and we've got some exciting players to talk about tonight.
I'm going to say, when you've got good teams, you've got good players. Anthony Lamb, 42 points his last time out against the St. Bonnies.
Yeah, he sits in the top 40 in the country in points, blocks, and field goals. He was on the Lou Henson Award watch list coming into the year. Already 30-plus games this year. He needs just 30 points to reach 1,000 for his career in his junior season. They're going to get him the ball in a lot of different ways. On the other side, Lipscomb will counter with the preseason A-Sun Player of the Year, Garrison Matthews. Tough and gritty are an understatement when it comes to Matthews. He's deadly outside shooter, but he's excellent on the drive, as you just saw there. He has an A-Sun leading 45 games this year of 20-plus points, 45 games over his career.
Most people talk about the top 20. We like to look at the mid-majors when we look at these schools. You got a couple of them right here. When you look at the collegeinsider.com, Lipscomb sitting there at number 11.
Number 11, 8-3. The only losses this year to Louisville and then to Belmont twice.
So it's a big thing. You look over at Vermont now as they, too, are 23rd in this College Insider Top 25. You'll see a lot of big names in there, too, but a lot of focus on the mid-majors. And the Catamounts and the Bisons are getting set to go at each other here in Allen Arena. A good Friday night crowd on hand, a doubleheader. Lady Bisons, Tennessee Tech played the first game. Tech came out on top of that one. And now the Bisons and the Catamounts, Lipscomb and Vermont. It's the A-Sun and the American East going head-to-head, and we're going to have fun watching this one tonight on the Don Meyer Court in Allen Arena. But before we can play, Mr. Cooper's got to get his shirt tail tucked in.
Well, we talked about Lipscomb's losses, Belmont twice, and to Louisville. Vermont's played Louisville as well. That's one of their losses. They also lost to Kansas and Bucknell. So those are the only blemishes on for each of these teams.
A couple of brothers, Duncan Smith, along with a couple of other starters. There are three brothers on this Vermont team. We'll talk about that as the opening tip went to Lipscomb, and then a charge and a foul on Kenny Cooper here within the first few seconds of play.
That'll be a good matchup to watch, Steph Smith versus Kenny Cooper. A little bit smaller lineup for this Vermont team, maybe a little bit more of a challenge for Lipscomb's Rob Marbury, who's got a guard out a little bit farther than maybe he's used to.
Bisons in their man-to-man, trying to push Vermont away from the bucket a little bit. One of the two brothers fires that one up. That one's fired up by Ernie Duncan. There's Ernie Duncan, Everett Duncan, and Robin Duncan on this team. We'll talk more about that a little bit later as Anthony Lamb gets a big block and rejects one of the Bison shots.
Well, he, like I said, top 40 in the country in blocks. That's his 27th block this year.
Working around the outside perimeter of the Bison defense. Now they'll drive the baseline, stick it in the corner for a three. In and out, no good, and the rebound comes down to Buckland. Buckland playing tonight. He missed the game against Covenant on Monday night. They set him out due to a little tweaked injury there.
Both of these teams will shoot a lot of threes, both averaging about 8 threes a game. And freedom of movement foul there. You've got to give the ability of the offensive player to be able to move on his pivot foot.
Well, the foul whistled against Robin Duncan, the Evansville, Indiana freshman. Marbury way away from the bucket. Is going to hand it off to Cooper. Kenny looked to feed it back down low, couldn't. Now in a little bit of trouble. Gets it off to Matthews for a long three. From his hometown of Franklin, Tennessee, he shot that one, and you put it in the book, and the Bisons take an early 3-0 lead.
Well, a great player can sometimes belly out of a bad offensive series. That was not a great offensive set for Lipscomb. and Garrison Matthews just bails them out.
Everett Duncan on the drive, went by a couple of Bisons, then kicks it out on the wing to his brother Robin Duncan, who gets it off to Lamb for a fade, and he bakes it off the glass and good.
Same thing on the other end for Vermont. Not the greatest look from Lamb, but he just skies and gets the bank.
You're seeing two of the best in mid-major between Matthews and Lamb here in this game. And Matthews fouled before the drive gets underway, and the foul is going to be whistled on Robin Duncan. We're talking about the Duncans. They are the fifth trio of brothers to play on the same Division I men's basketball team of the same season. 3 additional siblings in their family. There's an older sister, Mary. Then Everett has a twin brother, Stanley, and a younger brother, Brandon. And their uniforms were sent to the Hall of Fame to be looked at this year, with the 3 of them playing on a team this year as they're playing for Vermont.
Yeah, really unique situation. Saw it probably most recently with Duke and the Plumlee brothers not too long ago.
Matthews on the wing, tries to skip it over to Peppers, but it's stolen away, and the turnover gives it to Vermont. Oh, Buckman comes out of nowhere to block the shot put up there by Ernie Duncan. And then Buckland off the glass, and the High Point, North Carolina native gets 2 for Lipscomb. They've got a 3-point lead.
And Coach Becker over there for Vermont not happy, really thought that there was a foul after the turnover on Buckland. Might have to agree with him. Looked like Buckland, before he got the block, may have had some contact, but Lipscomb takes that 5-2 advantage.
Off the drive, a little push, but a nice shot up, won't go, but a good rebound and a putback, and then a block by Matthews, but they'll call the foul on him. Steph Smith missed the shot, and then Dingba went up and is going to be fouled. He'll go to the line.
Now, offensive rebounding going to be key for both of these teams. Vermont averaging 77 points a game. Lipscomb 11th in the country, averaging 87 points a game. You got to be good offensively on your first touch and your first shot to get that many points, but that also means you're getting some offensive rebounds and putbacks as well.
Cameroon native Samuel Dingba, 6'5", redshirt senior, connects on his first free throw. Next one is also good. Those are his first 2 free throws of the year. He was 0 for 4 coming into the game.
Both of these teams good free throw shooting teams. As another foul on Vermont, that time it's Matthews, or excuse me,
Ben Shungo is going to be whistled for the foul. Burlington, Vermont native. And that'll be his first, team's third.
Both teams in the 70% range. Lipscomb 76% free throw shooter, Vermont 74%.
Early on, the early whistles would say they're not going to let you lean on the players and do any checks, as Matthews, for the second time tonight, fires up a 3 and gets it. He's 2 for 2 from outside the arc.
Yeah, and these are not your conventional three-point play either. These are long-range bombs.
Drive and a dish inside the paint. A lot of
Great
passing
give.
down low, and it goes to Dingba, and he goes up and gets the 2 off the glass. A lot of good passing by Vermont inside.
Yeah, and a short, small space as well.
Buckland will lose it off the dribble. The turnover on the run. Here comes Ernie Duncan. He'll stop at the free throw line. In and out, no good. As the rebound, Pepper let it slip over, and he fired it up to Cooper. And Marbury is going to have his shot blocked away and knocked away. We'll head to a break in Nashville. We go to the media break. Under 16, Lipscomb with a 2-point lead over the Catamounts of Vermont, 8-6.
This is a game that they have been looking forward to all season on the schedule. Both of these teams are ranked in the mid-major top 25, and they are both predicted to win their conference. Now, Vermont is currently on a 6-game win streak, and now while Lipscomb is currently 3-2 for their last 5 games, they only lost to Louisville by 4 points and lost to Belmont by 2 points, and Belmont is ranked 4th on the mid-major top 25. Jonathan, Justin, back to you.
Thank you, Kaylee. Our third member of our broadcast team will be going to her several times throughout the ball game, and of course we'll talk to Coach Casey Alexander at halftime. We take a look at the last 5 games that Lipscomb has played. Their win over Middle Tennessee, their loss to Belmont, and then the big win over Navy, and then the Louisville. I think that's as disappointing as the Belmont loss was, so was Louisville. They had a chance to knock off an ACC team, and then they got a big win over Covenant the last time out. They got a 2-point lead here. The ball was reversed. I told you it was going to be Lipscomb ball, but the official came in and changed it and gave it to Vermont. And now we're going to get a travel and a turnover down low. It's going to be whistled against Petty.
Well, Lipscomb's 3 losses this year have come by a combined 10 points. So if that tells you anything, they've been all close games in the 3 losses that Lipscomb has fallen.
Kenny Cooper driving. His layup's going to be blocked away, and then it's going to be knocked out of bounds. Last touch by Cooper.
I believe that's already.
Petty got up and blocked that one.
It's already the 3rd block by the Catamounts here early in this game.
Several changes being made. Pepper making a steal out at midcourt, and then once this right above midcourt, that is, and then once the steal is made, a foul whistled against Vermont.
It's going to go on Steph Smith. They like to set a lot of high ball screens, and one thing they'll do out top is they won't always just set the screen. Sometimes they'll just slip it or slice through, and that way they're able to get some mismatches out top for Anthony Lamb.
Well, the Bisons will bring in Nathan Moran, the 5th-year senior, and also coming in will be Matt Rose, the senior out of Lexington, Kentucky. And Lipscomb will play it in. Coach Alexander behind Rose, right at the edge of the coaching box as it's played in. A ball movement outside of the Bisons. Matt Rose got a whistle called and a foul. Again, some leaning on and whistling quick fouls. This one's going to be called on Ernie Duncan. It'll be his first and the team's 5th. It was away from the ball. Duncan will go to the bench now. Coming again for him, maybe Smith checking in.
Lipscomb was a little confused there.
First time the Bisons really got the ball to Marbury. Then he kicks it out to Matthews, who hits his 3rd 3 of the night. As Matthews is heating it up from outside. Preseason ASUN Player of the Year. He's now 3 of 3 from outside the arc.
Well, I don't know why the Catamounts at all are leaving Garrison Matthews.
And now Lamb tries to counter with a 3, but it's off the back of the iron, no good. And the rebound comes out to Nathan Moran. Here come the Bisons. Moran on the wing, stops his dribble, now looking for help. Gets a nice one to Matthews. He runs the baseline, slams it home, and quickly off the bench. John Becker needs a timeout. With 14:24 to play, he'll burn a 30-second timeout.
Look at the vision by Moran, and then just with the authority.
I saw Moran pass, and I thought, oh no, he'll never get that down in there to Matthews.
What a pass, and what a finish.
A highlight reel for sure there. Watch it again. Here's Moran with a beautiful pass. BGA product to Franklin High School product. And Garrison Matthews already in double figures with 11 points, 4 of 5 from the field for the senior out of Franklin. And Lipscomb enjoying their biggest lead, out on top by 7, 13-6.
Unbelievable play. Lipscomb will get a few subs in after that timeout, including the big man Hassan Asajala down low.
Smith with a stop on the drive, kicks it back out top. Lamb kicks it over for a long 3 that's up and good by Steph Smith. Smith, a 41% shooter from outside the arc, 25 of 61 coming in as he nails his first 3 of the game. Here's Wolf on the drive. Now to come to Rose on the wing. Now we've got an illegal block screen called on Wolf. They were trying to set the ball to Nathan Moran on the wing, but Jake Wolf is called for the foul.
A really nice job defensively too. Lipscomb trying to get their bigs established down low, but I like what the Catamounts are doing a nice job covering in front, fronting defensively, and the lob. They're also defending against that. It has not been there.
Both teams have been freely going to their bench, playing the same number of players. 10 or 11 guys already in the lineup for each of them. There's a nice stroke on a 3 from the corner. that wouldn't go, and then out of bounds by Vermont as Bailey Patella, the sophomore from Lenox, Massachusetts, missed on that three.
Yeah, been pretty high octane every possession.
It has been. I mean, it's been what I'm telling you, for some people, as Asajula, nice catch and go back. I mean, everybody's been waiting for this game, and I'm telling you, they're getting their money's worth here in the first 7 minutes of it.
A nice move that Lipscomb finally gets the lob pass over the top, and Asajula uses his big frame down low to finish.
Here's Isaiah Mall, another great player for the Catamounts. Kicks it out for a three that's up, second. 2 in a row now for Steph Smith, the 6'1" sophomore from Ontario.
Well, coming in, he's shooting 42% from downtown, and he's already knocked down a couple.
Fleming driving with power. I told him this afternoon in the parking garage, I said, I really like your game this year. He's picked it up a lot.
He really has, and he's got so much control when he drives in his body and can take a lot of contact as well.
Backing in over Moran, no whistle, no foul, no harm.
This has been a pretty physical game so far.
Corner three put up that won't go. They'll battle for the rebound, and getting his own rebound is Patella. This time he goes for the layup, gets it, draws the foul. He'll have a chance for a conventional three-point play.
That was a late whistle there by the official, and that ball was almost in the bucket before the whistle was blown.
Patella had missed the three, and then he went after the rebound. It was kicked around. He got it. You'll see on the replay, then the drive, and the foul on Asajula.
Actually going to get the foul.
Oh, they're not going to call it on the shot.
I think they're going to call it, yeah. So
yeah, they're going to call it on Rose.
They get the bucket and they get the ball back, so that's even more. So that's why the whistle was so late.
Yeah, it was a late foul, not on the shot. It was on the rebounding. And so the foul was on Rose. Smith might have got by with a push-off there, but he'll get 2 out of it anyway. And now Vermont within 1.
But I really like Steph Smith's game right now. He is really playing well.
And now we got Pepper the other end trying to get loose from Smith, and he'll be called for the push-off on Smith as we head to the media timeout under 12 in Nashville. It's been exactly what we had it billed as. 2 mid-majors going head-to-head, and Garrison Matthews has been leading the show. He's got 11. Lipscomb by 1, 17-16. On Tuesday night, it was the first time ever for Vermont to beat the St. Bonaventure Bonnies. They won at 83-76 double overtime, and it completed their first season sweep of an Atlantic 10 opponents in the school history. And what a game, what a night for Vermont.
Yeah, you saw Robin Duncan there, that rebound, the offensive rebound on the missed free throw attempt and the putback. That was with 1.4 seconds to go. That tied the game. Vermont wins it in double overtime. Vermont did not lead in the game until overtime. They trailed by as many as 14, and just a great, exciting come-from-behind win and a career high for Anthony Lamb in that game, as he had 43 points in that game.
You'll see John Becker over on the sideline.
42, excuse me.
John Becker in his 8th season as the head coach. You can see their last 5 games, 5-0. Went over Towson, George Mason, Harvard, Northeastern, and then that first ever win over the Bonnies of St. Bonaventure in the double overtime, 83-76. And as you said, Lamb with 42 points, a career high in that ball game. And they bring that winning streak and their mid-major presence out of the American East into the ASUN here on the Don Meyer Court in Allen Arena here in Nashville to take on the ASUN preseason favorite, the Lipscomb Bisons.
That's already the second foul now on Eli Pepper, and that's the matchup, though. Anthony Lamb against Eli Pepper, and they're going to go right back to Lamb if they can, because you get Eli Pepper in foul trouble, that's big news for Lipscomb.
Vermont looking for their first lead of the ball game. They're down 1. Lamb is down to 6 on the shot clock. Little step in and a step back shot won't go for Ernie Duncan, and Matthews has the rebound, but then it's lost trying to get it over to Asajula.
Last 2 possessions for Lipscomb have been unforced turnovers.
Lamb on the wing, going to shoot the long three. Side of the iron, no good. And then Pepper saved it back and threw it off the leg of Lamb. And with that, it'll go back to the Bisons.
Look for Lipscomb on this possession to try to establish Rob Marbury. Garrison Matthews already 3 for 3 from outside with 11 points, but Lipscomb really works their best when they can get their inside game going, and Marbury is the man to do that.
I think Marbury's had maybe one catch down low. We'll see what they can do this time. Pepper out high with it. They're looking for Marbury down low, but having trouble finding it.
Well, and right now, Vermont sagging a defender.
The reason they're having trouble finding him is they're covering him up. But that allows Matthews to shoot it from the outside. He fires up another three, and Matthews now with 14 points, 4 of 4 from outside the arc. Here's Duncan. And I'll tell you, that's Ernie Duncan with the pass off to Dingba. Back to Ernie Duncan for three. And then the rebound kicked out to the Catamounts, and Lamb with a long three in and out, no good. And then Pepper, or excuse me, that's coming out with it's going to be Cooper. Cooper with a nice run and a left-handed runner.
Unbelievable. Kenny Cooper just stopped on a dime right there in the lane and pulled up for the floater.
Lipscomb's biggest lead was 7. They're on top by 6 now as the Catamounts will attack. Smith, he's had a hot hand from outside the arc. With 10 on the shot clock, he takes it from the wing and then drives down to the elbow. Almost lost the dribble. Here's Duncan, long three put up there by Ernie Duncan, one of the 3 brothers on this team, right as the shot clock was winding down. And then Matthews has the ball knocked away from him, but he regains possession. We're inside 10 to play here in the first half. Marbury steps in, lays it over the rim. That's really the first time they got it to him tonight.
Well, they've been fronting the post. That's the first time they've played behind Marbury down low. He is so good back to the basket. They did one thing good, but you still couldn't stop him. They tried to force him to his right, knowing he's left-handed, but still Marbury able to finish.
Lipscomb's biggest lead at 8. A Euro step up by Smith, no good, but a nice tip in there by Dingba.
Dingba's been all over the offensive glass right now, and that's the 8th second chance point already for Vermont here in the first half.
Away from the ball, whistle and a foul. It's going to be on Dingba. He's down there holding Marbury, and so they call the foul on Samuel Dingba. Several substitutions for Lipscomb as Matthews, Pepper, and Buckland will all head to the bench. Wolf, Moran, and Rose on the floor along with Cooper and Marbury. Now a couple of changes too for Vermont. Coming in will be Robin Duncan. And his brother, Ernie Duncan, will go to the bench. We have not seen Everett Duncan. I'm not sure. Trying to check to see if he's even dressed tonight. There was a question of maybe whether there might be an injury with one of the Duncan trio. At the line is Marbury. Marbury, who is a 63% free throw shooter. He's in and out and missed on both of them. Still a 6-point lead for Lipscomb. But I'm telling you, you can see the explosiveness in this Catamount team.
Well, tough matchup here is with the freshman Jake Wolf trying to match up against Anthony Lamb.
That was a nice dump down low. In trouble with it. Maul got it out. Then it's back down low, and then a nice block away by Marbury on the shot put up there by Duncan. Shot clock at 1. This bucket will not count. It is after the shot clock and a shot clock violation. And so the Vermont bucket will not count. Moran took a pretty good hit after it too.
They're going to review this.
They're going to go look at it.
The one thing that I would say is it looked like they were also going to call a foul on a charge either way. I mean, they blew the whistle when also Nathan Moran was hitting the deck.
Coach Casey Alexander at the corner of the scorers table looking in. The video replay official is pulling it up for them to look at. Typically, you can see the light on the backboard and know exactly when that shot clock, when the shot clock is ticking down. You can see it blocked out, and then picked up here.
You have to almost have a wider angle. But see, look, Moran gets run over there at the end. I thought they almost were going to call a charge anyways.
They're going to come tell us.
The play is not working, so we're going to call the floor, which is no basket.
Okay. The replay actually is not working, so they're going to go with the call on the field, on the court, which was no basket. They'll do a little work to get the replay working across the way, I guess. Attacking again. Rose open for a three, top of the key, won't go. Wolf will go after the rebound, and he's going to go out of bounds. And John Hampton's going to signal that it'll be Vermont's ball. It'll take us to the media timeout under 8. 7:47 to go in the first half of the Music City here in Nashville. Vermont's come to town. Lipscomb's got the lead, however, up 24-18. Garrison Matthews, man of the hour tonight for Lipscomb here against Vermont. He's been hitting it inside and outside, but from the outside, Justin, he is 4-4.
Well, really haven't seen a performance like this from Garrison Matthews at home this year. We've seen many over his career, but great shooting to start from the outside, and then you see what he can do off the drive as well. 4 for 4 from outside. Matthews leading the team with about 17.5 points per game. He's had a couple of games, though, where he's had kind of quiet games. The team still won. They've done it other ways, but tonight, the man of the hour coming to play here at Allen Arena.
Well, he's averaging 17.5, third best in the ASUN. He was the leading scorer in the ASUN last year. His preseason ASUN got 14 in this game. But, you know, it's going to be hard for him maybe to lead the ASUN this year because he is sharing a lot of points with Rob Marbury and other teammates as we get an over and back call against Vermont. And Coach John Becker does not agree with this, but he said it went off the foot of the Vermont player. We'll look at a replay here.
There was definitely a scrum there, and I couldn't tell, and they're not going to be able to review this. It did look from our angle that it almost looked like it went off of the Vermont player last.
Well, you can
I think
see
they were
here,
saying it went off of his foot.
but there's a Lipscomb player got a hand on it. And
it looked like it went off of his hand.
Yeah, it looked like it went right off the hands of
Duncan.
Robin Duncan. Lipscomb attacks with a 6-point lead. Marbury down low. What a pass to Wolf. We have seen some great passing here tonight.
Well, great cut, though, by Jake Wolf, but I'm telling you, the bigs for Lipscomb pass probably better than anybody in the country, and Rob Marbury is just fantastic.
I'm telling you, you love good passes as much as you like great shots. And there's a block shot, and Cooper comes away with the short ball down around the rim, and now a charge on Matthews. And Matthews being warned that he's going to have to be careful turning and speaking to the official, but they get Matthews for the charge. So that, see if we can see a replay on this, and you got a little push, a little arm. I mean, I've seen worse, I've seen better, but that there is a charge, and it'll be on Matthews. That'll be his second personal foul. He stays on the floor with 2 fouls. Both teams have committed 7. And now Nathan Moran goes to the scorer's table. Lamb with a nice pass down low as it goes to Dingba, and he goes up and gets the 2.
Yeah, we saw a great one on Lipscomb's there, and that might have been even better by Lamb.
Great passing by both these teams.
That was like over the shoulder there by Lamb.
And great shooting, especially down in the blocks. You got to love what you're seeing between these two. Wolf's going to drive the baseline, get stopped, kicks it out to Cooper. Now he'll drive, but kicks it back around. Marbury in the paint, kicks it out to Cooper for a set 3. Won't go, and Wolf did a good job to battle for the rebound. Almost taken away, but he keeps possession.
This is a physical game right now.
This is a battle going on as Marbury gets it inside. But you got to like this because this is conference play in December.
It really is. I mean, this is both teams. Every possession is a battle. Every possession is who's going to win this possession, and that's what you want.
I mean, this is like Lipscomb and Belmont. This is a great game between these two conferences as Cooper gets the steal and
What
then a
about
block.
Dingba?
What a block by Dingba.
Unbelievable. Dingba came from behind and got the block.
And then Marbury comes in and commits the foul, but watch this. Cooper with a great steal, and then watch the block. I mean, a lot of players would have goaltended there.
Yeah, I don't know how he got away with that, and he made a great play. It wasn't getting away with it as far as the goaltending. And then now, what looked like an easy breakaway two is now going to be a 1-and-1 situation for the Catamounts.
It'll be Robin Duncan at the line. He is a 71% free throw shooter, 10 of 14 coming into the ball game. And this will be his first free throw attempt. They are 100% at the line, 2 for 2 right now. As a team, they shoot 74% from the free throw line. Lipscomb a little bit better at 76, nearly 77%, which will lead the way in the A-Sun right now. But that's the third free throw of the night now for the Catamounts. Duncan is the freshman of the trio of Duncan brothers, Ernie, Everett, and Robin. And the freshman just connected on 2 free throws. Narrows the gap for Vermont down to 6. Into the lineup now for Lipscomb is Alex Jones. Matthews on the bench with 2 fouls for Lipscomb too as they go back down to Marbury. Moran catches it on the wing and feeds it right back to Marbury. They're playing a little pitch and catch down there between the two of them. Down to 5 on the shot clock, and Marbury gets the bucket, draws the foul, has a chance for a conventional 3-point play.
Well, they were playing just a 2-man game over there, and what Lipscomb was trying to do was either get the quick touch and Marbury turn, but then the double was coming, and then Marbury wanted to kick out. He couldn't do that. They kind of got clogged up there in the corner, and Marbury, just his athleticism, able to finish.
He's missed a free throw here tonight, but he's hit 3 of 4 from the field. He's got 6 points. A chance now for a 3-point play, and he gets it by connecting on the free throw. And Lipscomb out on top by 7. Their biggest lead was 9. And now it is 9. Excuse me, I got to get my adding right. 9-point lead, which is their largest lead. Here's a 3 to try to cut into it. Won't go, but a big rebound there for the Catamounts. Coming down.
Offensive glass has been there for the Catamounts so far.
Drive by Lamb. Oh, me, what a power move by Lamb. Anthony Lamb goes and gets those 2.
Well, Lamb just able to hang in the air long enough to create some space.
Pepper out top. Asajwala down low now, in for Marbury. They'll get the ball to him. Then he'll kick it over to Pepper. Down to 5 on the shot clock. They go to Asajwala. He'll spin and turn. Puts it up. Nice move on the baseline by Asajwala.
Yeah, really good move. And he got it with about 4 seconds, so he had to pretty much just turn and shoot. And right now, power game inside, working well for Lipscomb.
And Jones almost makes a steal, but then he reaches in and commits the foul. And it'll take us to our under 4 break in Nashville. We set it up. I'm telling you, you can't be disappointed what you're seeing here between Lipscomb and Vermont. Here's Asajwala off the bench, on the baseline. Give him 2. Give Lipscomb a 9-point lead. You live close to Nashville, you're watching this game. You want some season tickets. The A-Sun regular season still ahead for this Lipscomb team. This is their last home game of this calendar year, but they're coming back in January, the A-Sun. You can get season tickets. They're on sale right now. For information on ticket prices, packages they have, visit lipscombsports.com. Get your tickets to the Bisons right now. The Bisons and the Catamounts are going at it with 3:51 left to go in this first half.
How about Lipscomb shooting 70% right now from the field, 14 for 24 of 6 from outside, but you would think you're shooting that well, you'd be up by a little bit more. The reason being 10 second chance points right now for the Catamounts. 10 of their 24 have come after getting an offensive rebound.
Duncan's going to connect on another free throw. He is perfect at the line now.
6 of the Catamounts' 12 rebounds have come on the offensive end.
Robin Duncan puts up another free throw. This one he misses on, and Rose will get the rebound. I like what I've seen out of both these teams. Vermont is exactly what you read about, what you expected coming out of the American East. What a pass. Rose trying to get it to Asajala. He wanted a foul, thought he was being held, but instead it's a steal for the Catamounts. On the drive, here comes Lamb, stops, fade away, gets it. Oh, me, Anthony Lamb, he is a player one-on-one. He's brought his team back to within 6. Bison's forced to play with Matthews on the bench with 2 fouls as Buckland and Rose can't connect, and Lipscomb turns it over again.
A couple of turnovers now for Lipscomb the past 2 possessions.
Lipscomb now with 9 turnovers, only 5 turnovers by the Catamounts. Smith, now he can pop that 3 from outside. Instead, he'll get it over onto the wing for a 3 that is in and out no good by Isaiah Mall.
Just 2 for 14 right now are the Catamounts from downtown.
Smith has the 2 threes that they've connected on. Here's a double team on Asajala, and he kicks it out to Moran.
Asajala knew he saw the double team coming, was trying to get it out. And now Lipscomb has made 3 turnovers on 3 bad passes the last 3 possessions.
That pass from Buckland there had nobody close to it. And it went into the Catamount bench. Go to the wing with it. And they go down to Lamb. He kicks it back out to the wing, then catches it on the low blocks again. This time he steps in with a nice move, but it's in and out no good.
Give
and
credit
the rebound
to Jake
Moran.
Wolf. Jake Wolf is battling with him, the freshman against the junior.
Wolf on the drive, puts up a layup, won't go, and Asajala going after the rebound. Somebody had a blocking foul whistled. We'll see who it's on.
It's going Mall, I think.
Yeah, it's going to be on Isaiah Mall, and that's going to be his first foul. They're up close to the double bonus, but it'll still be 1-1. That was their 9th team foul, and so Wolf, who was fouled on the drive, will hammer in the first free throw. Jake Wolf, a 6'4" freshman, Aurora, Illinois. He's a 62% free throw shooter.
And to me, he's been kind of a very quiet, solid, quiet freshman so far. But he is coming in and is playing some big minutes in this game, and I really like his game. You can see he's got the offense there, but what he has done more has been on the defensive and rebounding end is what I've seen him early in this season, and that's what you like to see from a freshman.
Smith on the wing, back to Mall out top. He'll get it to Lamb, and he'll kick it out, and Ernie Duncan puts a 3 up and gets it. Ernie Duncan, who's a 43% three-point shooter, will get his first 3 here of the ball game. Asajala inside, little soft move off the back of the iron, and it's good.
Lipscomb a big size advantage in size, but the way the Catamounts guard down low, they make it tough to get touches, but once Lipscomb has gotten a touch, they've been very successful down low.
Nice rebound by Buckland this time to go up and get it for the Bisons. Moran on the wing, stopped his dribble, need a little help. Inside a minute to play now as Buckland makes the move inside, and the High Point native goes up and gets the 2, and Coach Casey Alexander wants a timeout. A 30 that he'll lose if he doesn't use, and he takes it with 55.7 to play. Watch Buckland in the middle, little turn. Nice little soft jump.
That was a nice job on the wing. They got him cutting off of a screen to get open down low and get the matchup they wanted on the turnaround shot.
Bisons will match their biggest lead of the night at 9. Looking at Vermont, 11 of 31, 35%. Lipscomb, 16 of 22, and nearly 73%. Catamounts, 3 of 16 from outside the arc. Lipscomb, 4 of 6 from three-point land. Turnovers right now, Lipscomb's turned it over 10 times. Only 5 for the Catamounts.
And at least 3 of those were just self-inflicted on the 3 bad passes they had.
But the Catamounts only have 4 points off the 10 turnovers, while Lipscomb has 5 off of the 5 turnovers from Vermont. Down to Lamb. They'll work against Asajala. That was a nice move, and then Buckland from behind will foul him. Buckland was trying to come in from behind and block the shot, and the shot spun around and didn't go, but Lamb will go to the line to shoot 2.
And that was the first time we saw Lipscomb defend Anthony Lamb with a bigger body down low. Lipscomb's been more content having Jake Wolf on him on that post. Instead, this time they go to Asajala, and the quickness of Lamb leads to that free throw attempt.
Lamb is a 77% free throw shooter. That is his first attempt and a made free throw. He was 53 of 69. He's been to the line a lot. The Rochester, New York junior, one of the top mid-major players in the country. Second free throw is good, and the lead is back down to 7. About 9-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock as we wind down this first half. Marbury back in the lineup for Asajala. Here's Moran for 3, and the BGA native knows how to put it in the book too. He gets a 3, and the Bisons now are 5 of 6 from outside the arc. And it's a 10-point lead, the biggest lead of the night for Lipscomb, and Vermont can hold it for the final shot of the half. Ernie Duncan down to 6 seconds. Puts up a shot, gonna be short. Marbury pulls it out. He'll shoot it a long way, and he'll rim it. I think it'd have been good if it had gone, but he rimmed it out. He was 3/4 of the way back. We're gonna go under the basket here in just a second, where Kaylee Schuyler is standing by. She's gonna be joined by head coach Casey Alexander. Kaylee?
Garrison Matthews on fire. Talk to me about his performance.
Well, I mean, he's came ready. It always helps when you knock the first one down, so he got us off to a great start, but it was really a fun half. I mean, I thought both teams played really hard, made a lot of good plays. I feel good about being up 10 because they're really good.
You have 10 turnovers. How do you cut down on those against a team that's so good at generating them?
Yeah, we got to fight pressure better. They're not so good at generating them. They're getting up in us, and we're not reacting very well to that. We got to play with more poise, pass and catch better, be tougher on the three-point line.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Vermont's ball to start things off here in the second half, and Anthony Lamb will make the inbounds, and it's stolen by Kenny Cooper, and the layup is up, and Lipscomb has a 12-point lead.
Wow, what a great anticipation by Kenny Cooper, and he can do that. Defensively leads the team in steals, over 2 a game.
Not what the Catamounts wanted to start this half, but it might have been just what Coach Alexander wanted his team to do to get their defense going here. And there's a 3 put up by Lamb. Anthony Lamb will get his first 3 of the evening.
And Lamb, a little enthusiasm after he makes that too on the defensive end.
I think he was a little put out a little bit that the steal had been made. Here's Matthews on the drive. His shot won't go. Here comes the Catamounts. Lamb trying to get 2 in a row, but this one won't go. And Marbury's there to pull the rebound down.
Well, the thing about Lamb or Garrison Matthews, they are 2 players that can take over a game in a heartbeat, and that's what Lamb, I think, was trying to do in getting that next 3-point shot.
Marbury down low, kicks it out. Comes across to Matthews. His shot going to be blocked by Lamb, and then they'll battle it around, and Marbury gets it with 10 on the shot clock. Back inside to Marbury, working inside against Lamb, and Lamb battles him around, and they'll get a fresh 30 as it's knocked out to Matthews. Now that's a battle between those 2 teams.
It really was.
And then a foul going to be whistled down low, and it's going to be on Dingba. And so Marbury trying to move toward the bucket, the foul whistled on Dingba. And so the Bisons will play it under their bucket.
That's a second foul on Dingba, and Dingba he's strong inside. He's only about 6'6", but he's strong.
Robin Duncan will check out of the game. Now a foul going to be called on Ernie Duncan.
That's going to be Ernie's 3rd.
Yeah, they've got it as his second foul.
Got a lot of Duncans here, and they do look alike.
And then Marbury's going to be pushed again. And speaking of 3 fouls, Dingbat just picked up his 3rd foul.
So you can tell the refs are trying to get a hold of this game because it's been a very physical game in a good way on both ends, but I think the officials are trying to make sure it doesn't get out of hand.
Isaiah Maul will check in now, and Dingba will come out of the game, and that's going to be a big blow for them too, as the 6'5" redshirt senior goes to the bench after picking up his 3rd personal foul, and Pepper to play it in to the top with it to Cooper. Cooper spins against Smith, shoots up the left-handed runner and gets it. He'll get a chance for a 3-point play. Yeah, I'm not sure how Cooper got that shot off.
I don't know. He got his elbow whacked pretty hard there by Steph Smith.
So Cooper, you will see the replay here. He's spinning on Smith, turns, and you see him fouled and just continues on with his shot. And then a 3-point play for him.
Big thing. That's already 4 fouls, and we haven't even played 2 minutes here in the second half. Whistled against Vermont, and they had 3 on that 1 possession.
Leads out to 12 for Lipscomb. Duncan with his runner in the paint, and that was a beautiful shot there by Ernie Duncan. It just didn't fall. Inside toward Marbury, and the ball knocked away. You know, this marks the 6th trip that Vermont has made to Tennessee, trying to grab their first win in the state of Tennessee for the Burlington Bunch. They played Middle Tennessee in the past. They played UT in the past. And they've been in Nashville before to play Vanderbilt, but first time to come here to the Music City to play Lipscomb. They're going to be called on the Bisons, and it'll be on Pepper, his 3rd.
Only their 4th time to ever play an A-Sun team, and all 3 other times were against NJIT. And I'm not even sure any of those times were when NJIT was a member of the A-Sun.
That first trip was 1973 when they came to Nashville to play. Duncan, little runner on the side won't go, and then a tip from Marbury to Cooper, and here comes Lipscomb quickly to their end of the floor. Now they'll go to Marbury inside. Pretty play. Got by Duncan, goes up and gets the shot.
Now, a great pass from Kenny Cooper. They've been doing that for about 6-7 years now.
Lipscomb lead is 14, biggest lead of the night for him. Inside the Lamb, he got by Pepper, and he goes up and flushes one home.
And Pepper might have got away with a foul as well. Looked like he got a hand on Lamb.
I'm telling you, Lamb's heating it up a little bit, and you're right, he could take charge of this game. Pepper sends a long 3 that won't go, and the rebound to Lamb. Lamb now with 13 in double figures for Vermont. Smith almost has it slapped away from him, but he held on. Gets it out top for a long 3 by Maul, in and out, no good. And here comes Garrison Matthews to push it across the midcourt stripe. He wants to go coast to coast with it, then give it to his buddy Marbury. 2 of the best in the A-Sun playing pitch and catch, and put it in the book for him.
Well, and everybody was just watching Garrison Matthews because they knew he was going to be the one taking the shot. And when he didn't, easy for Marbury to flush that one.
A lot of contact, but no foul. A missed long 3 by Smith, and Lipscomb's got the rebound. And again, struggling from outside. Here's Matthews for 3. Rebound comes down to Lamb, as a lot of the bigs were battling, and he came away with it. Maul working hard inside, gets the 2.
Great awareness by Steph Smith. Big time mismatch, because in the backcourt, Rob Marbury got caught back there, and Maul, a lot bigger player than Kenny Cooper down low.
Matthews heading to the rack is going to be fouled by the Catamounts. We'll go to a break. Lipscomb still in control. Out on top, 51-39. Lipscomb's led by as many as 14 here in this second half. They're out on top now, leading 51-39, a 12-point lead. But the Catamounts, I'm telling you, there's a guy out there on that floor by the name of Anthony Lamb. He can put them on his back at any point.
Well, he can, but right now Lipscomb doing the work inside, and that's been the difference. 32-16, Lipscomb has outscored the Catamounts in the paint right now, and that's where they've really had a lot of success.
Rose for three. There was so much give and go ball movement there. I wasn't sure what kind of shot they were going to go for. They end up with a long three for Rose. And the Bisons are now 6 of 12 from outside the arc.
Now, Matt Rose and Nathan Moran, two nice players to have coming off the bench as far as their outside shooting goes.
And then Matthews is going to be whistled for his third foul on the baseline, working there against Smith. Bisons now with their biggest lead of the night, up by 15 after that three by Rose. You know, it looked like Matthews kind of got his feet tangled up too, but he's whistled for his third foul.
Surprised they didn't go ahead and check him out of the game, though, through Lipscomb. Now mismatch down low with Lamb.
Maul's shot hits off the back of the iron and won't drop, and Lipscomb's got the rebound.
Can't draw it up any better for Vermont there. Maul just couldn't finish.
Almost a steal by Smith. Now Matthews in a little trouble, finds Marbury. He's way out away from the bucket. Down to 13 on the shot clock is Nathan Moran, the fifth-year senior. Had control of the ball. Now Marbury's got it in the paint. You know where he's headed, toward the rack, but he misses it. But the smallest guy on the floor, Moran, gets the rebound over to Matthews to nail yet another three.
Well, that's just lucky right there by Matthews to get the ball after Moran kind of lost it. As nice response by Duncan on the other end. But how about Garrison Matthews? 5 for 5, I believe. No, he's
5 of 8.
5 of 8 now.
And the foul whistled against Marbury is his second. And to the line will head Robin Duncan, the freshman. And Duncan with a chance for a three-point play. That three-pointer a moment ago gave Lipscomb their biggest lead of the night at 18, but now this countered three here will bring it back down to 15 with 14:22 to go. So a three-pointer at one end and a three-point conventional play at the other end. But that's what you've got when you've got two of the best in the mid-majors battling each other. Here's Rose for another three. This one won't go, and a rebound to the Catamounts. Robin Duncan has it, and he pushes it up court. He's going to go coast to coast, puts up a layup, won't go, and Marbury has it for the Bisons. Let's go the other way.
Yeah, Lipscomb, they're not going to waste any time offensively. We haven't seen few possessions go below 15 seconds.
Andrew Fleming.
What a block by
That was
Lightham.
a nice block there by Vermont. And Lamb, double teamed, having trouble, finally kicked it way out top.
I think he walked.
I think he might have taken an extra step. Big rebound down low, and then Nathan Moran reaches in and ties up Raul Petty. And the error will favor Lipscomb. Petty just brought the ball down low, the Indianapolis native. Look, Justin, he brings it down low, and Nathan Moran just jumps on it.
Well, Moran, the smallest player on the court, got the rebound offensively on the one end, kicks it to Garrison Matthews for the three, and then on the other end just jumps into the scrum.
Trying to feed Marbury down low, and he's going to be held down there. Looking to see, I think they're going to put the foul on Raul Petty, the Indianapolis sophomore. It'll be his second foul. So Rose will play it in to Nathan Moran. And they'll look to try to go back door, and they feed it to Marbury after it was tipped up in the air. He caught it and scored with it.
Well, you could open up the back French doors there because Matt Rose was right there as well. Both of them wide open on the back door.
Robin Duncan spinning with it. He finds Lamb, and then Andrew Fleming steals it from Anthony Lamb. Now Bisons will attack, leading 59-42. Got a whistle away from the ball. Foul going to be called.
Now Lipscomb's going to be in the 1-and-1 from here on out.
They're going to call the foul on Robin Duncan. That's going to be his third personal foul. Robin is the freshman of the trio of Robin, Ernie, and Everett. You've seen Ernie and Robin tonight. Everett has not played in the game. You'll see the steal there by Fleming. I'm telling you, he has upped his game a lot. That's a big steal for the Bisons. And Nathan Moran will go to the line now.
Well, you knew Fleming had the talent. I really, like I said before in previous games with him, I think a lot of it had to do with just the comfort level of this program. And this is his third program in 3 years.
Moran connects on both the free throws. He is perfect for the year, 14 of 14, 100% free throw shooter. And with 12:42 to go in the game, Lipscomb now with a 19-point lead, their biggest lead of the night. And there's a drive. Shot won't go, but a foul will be whistled. And Kenny Cooper is going to be charged with the foul for Lipscomb.
That is the third foul on Cooper. So now you've got 2 starters for Lipscomb with 3 fouls apiece, and still 12:35 to go. So while it's a 19-point game, there's still a lot of time left in this ball game.
They've only put 2 on the board, but it is 3 on the stat sheet. So I would go with the 3 fouls on Cooper.
See, that's where I think there was a mix-up when I thought Eli Pepper, and I thought clearly Eli Pepper had 2 fouls. So I'm a little confused.
We show Pepper on the stats with 2 also.
But he picked up 1 here in the second half, and that's why he's got 2. But I thought he had 2 going into halftime.
Free throws were good there by Robin Duncan. He's got 7 points in the ball game. He also playing with 3 fouls. And Fleming with the drive. His shot won't go, but he's knocked to the deck. So he'll go to the free throw line and try to earn these 2.
Yeah, and see the power he has as well, going up, how strong Andrew Fleming is on that drive.
Now it's going to be whistled.
Watch this move.
Petty.
He just kind of, once he gets the ball up off the deck, kind of puts it almost like a football player in the breadbasket there.
He was just a couple of inches away from shooting for a 3-point play, too. 75% free throw shooter. Again, as a team, they shoot nearly 77%, which is #1 in the ASUN. They're the best in the ASUN with their points per game at 87. And they're on track right now to get close to that 87 mark, up 63-43. The lead is 20 for Lipscomb, their biggest. They led by 10 at halftime. They've doubled it up here in the first 8 minutes of the second half. Drive by Smith. His layup won't go, but he'll be fouled by Buckland. And so Michael Buckland whistled for the foul. So he's going to send Smith to the line. Steph Smith, he is a sophomore. You'll see him make the drive. You'll see Buckland come and try to block the shot, but he's whistled for the body foul. The Ontario native at the line. Nearly a 77% free throw shooter. His first attempt of the night is good. He's got 9 points, connects on this one. He'll be in double figures.
He had a couple of threes early in the game, but then Lipscomb kind of corralled him in a little bit. I haven't called his name in a while.
He's got 10 points in double figures now, along with Lamb with 13 points, the 2 in double figures for the Catamounts. While the Bisons have Marbury with 13 and Matthews with 17. And there's another great backdoor. This time it goes to Buckland.
Unbelievable, and that's just drawn up from the get-go. High ball screen out top. You get the switch defender just trying to get his bearings, and then all of a sudden, backdoor, he's gone.
Smith drives the baseline, double team down on the baseline. And we got a...
I think he stepped out of bounds.
I think he stepped out of bounds, too, and the ball's going to go to Lipscomb. Meanwhile, we're going to take the under-12 break in Nashville. It's a 20-point Lipscomb lead over Vermont.
I just couldn't tell which one was right or wrong.
20-point lead for Lipscomb, 65-45 over Vermont. Let's find out what's been happening in the Vermont huddle. Let's go down to the third member of our crew. Here's Kaylee Schuyler.
Coach Becker's message to the guys is that they need to stop playing soft. He kept telling them that over and over. And he also added that they need to play with pace and just start playing tough.
Thank you, Kaylee. Kaylee working our sidelines tonight, third member of our crew. Glad to have her aboard and go inside the Vermont huddle. And, of course, right now, Coach John Becker dealing with a 20-point deficit with 11:38. Still a lot of time left in this ball game, as the Bisons will bring it up after the timeout. Looking for another back door. This time, Catamount sealed the back door. Asajula trying to get the rebound, tips it out to Fleming, who drives, and he'll be fouled on the way to the bucket. I'm telling you, that was a lot of good play there. Wolf worked it in, and then it went to Asajula. He has a great presence of mind to tip the ball around.
Yeah, Asajula is such a big body, but you're right. He doesn't just go over the back. He keeps a good body frame, and then Fleming, he can drive on you now.
Fleming had hit a couple of free throws a moment ago, but he misses on his first attempt here. He's 2 for 3 on the night. He's got 4 points in the ball game. Nashville native. The sophomore will take his next one and get it for the Bisons. And they're out to a 21-point lead, their biggest so far this evening. Nice pass from Mall across the way. They bring it back out top to Smith, and his three is in and out. And then Lamb with a strong rebound and a putback and a chance for a three-point play. That's a man right there.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking about the leading scorer at 22.1 points a game, but he's also the leading rebounder on this team, 7+ rebounds a game as well. So he's a tough man to stop. And given the circumstances so far for Lipscomb to have an 18-point lead right now, they've done a fairly decent job on him, but he's still got 15 points right now.
Well, his 15 is following 42 that he had the other night in the double overtime win over St. Bonaventure for Vermont. Cooper on the drive, the little left-handed runner won't go. They'll keep battling for it down low, and finally Vermont came out with it, and then Wolf misses the layup after he stole the pass. And now Vermont's got it back, and we've got a foul whistle down low as battling getting the rebound is Lamb, and he's going to be fouled by one of the Bisons. It'll be on Fleming.
Now Lamb's got to go the long walk, and he'll shoot 1-and-1. I don't know how Lipscomb missed that many shots that close to the basket. I'd love to see the stat guys try to keep track of all these different touches and rebounds.
Well, Isaiah Ball cleaned out a rebound, but then he passed it straight to Wolf, but Jake missed the shot. And now the free throw, first one by Lamb, is good.
Still 10:38 to go. There's a lot of time in this game left.
And with this free throw, it's now a 16-point game as they've cut 4 off of it here. Maybe 5, actually, from the biggest lead of 21. Bisons go inside to Asajula, and he's going to be pushed and fouled from behind. They're going to call it on Anthony Lamb.
I think they may have got Lamb kind of grabbing. He was actually grabbing there on Asajula as they were trying to get position down low.
So Asajula will go to the line. That is putting Vermont over the limit. Lipscomb will shoot 2 the rest of the way with 10.5 to play. Lipscomb's committed 7, so we're going to see a lot of free throws down the stretch probably. And Asajula, he hammered that one in and then got an extra nail and just nailed it down. Asajula now with 8 points in the ball game as he connects on both the free throws.
Right around his average.
Lamb,
great
nice pass, nice dunk, flush it home. Bailey Patella on a beautiful pass from Anthony Lamb.
Every time Lamb gets ready to shoot, a secondary defender's coming over, and Lamb took advantage.
Asajula takes the catch from down low, and then his shot is rejected by Lamb, and here come the Catamounts. Shot won't go on the little 12-footer on the wing, and Lipscomb comes out with a rebound. But that would have been a big one for the Catamounts if they could have cut into that lead even more, but that shot just didn't fall. Bison's trying to get a bucket here to try to get a little momentum going their way. And Kenny Cooper, fading and falling away, is going to put one up that won't drop, but he'll draw the foul on Steph Smith.
You know, you're talking about Anthony Lamb and the block that he had down low on Asajula. Lamb's got 3 blocks in this game. He's 9th all-time in Vermont history in blocks. Coming into the game, he had 83 blocks on the year. So he's now up to 86 blocks. I mean, he scores, he rebounds, defends. I mean, this guy does it all.
Kenny Cooper, a just under 60% free throw shooter, but he's 4 for 4 tonight at the free throw line. And the Lipscomb lead is back out to 18. Smith off the screen out top, takes it in. He'll miss the shot, but he got a pretty good foul down low. And Asajala, I think, will be whistled for the foul. It'll be on Asajala, and Asajala will check out of the game after the first free throw. They're going to bring Matthews, Marbury, Rose, and Nathan Moran in, so there'll be 4 coming in, almost a complete side change for the Bisons, as the first free throw is good by Smith.
And they did switch that foul that we were talking about on Pepper and Cooper, so it's actually Eli Pepper and Garrison Matthews have 3 fouls apiece. Kenny Cooper's got 2.
Scoreboard and the stats were not right, so they mix those up and get them corrected. The lead is 16 with 9:25 to play after free throws made by the Catamounts. Buckland will stay on the floor with fresh new 4 Bisons. Moran going to drive a little bit now and then get it back to Matthews. He'll do a little fade shot that won't go, and the rebound to Maul.
Not a great offensive possession. Good defense that time by the Catamounts. 16-point game. They could get it down now to as low as 13 with a 3.
Maul thought about a 3, but instead feeds it over to Smith. Down to 15 on the shot clock. Here's a long 3 by Maul that's off the edge, no good. And Moran has the rebound. Coach Casey Alexander shouting out the instructions of how he wants the Bisons to set up. They work against a man-to-man from the Catamounts. Matthews wanted to drive, but he stopped and got it out to Moran instead of trying to force one into the paint. Down to 6 on the shot clock. Rose on the wing. He'll feed it to Marbury. Turnaround jumper is good. Beautiful shot there by Marbury.
He shot it. The ball was in the air with 1 second on the shot clock.
Maul out top. Hands it off to Chungu. Then a 2 is going to be shot by Steph Smith. He was inside the arc.
Well, he almost got an up and down call. He kind of jumped and then put the ball on the deck at the last second.
Buckland out top to Matthews now. Buckland gets it to Marbury, open just below the free throw line. He used the iron to help him, but Marbury with back-to-back buckets. And Lipscomb back out on top by 18.
Yeah, funky little bounce there off the iron, but it still goes.
Lamb looking to back it in. They're going to double down on him. He'll kick it out to Maul instead for 3. Won't go. Buckland has the rebound taken away by Smith, and he gets a runner.
Now that was just bad timing on the part of Buckland as he was going to grab it. He never saw Steph Smith, but Johnny on the spot, Smith.
Smith with 14 now. Lamb with 18 to lead the way for the Catamounts. Matthews. He's got the ball, 17.
That's next level right there by Garrison Matthews and Rob Marbury.
It is, and Marbury now with 19 to lead the Bison scoring on another pass from Matthews. I'm telling you, they're playing great ball together, just unselfishly feeding each other. Here's Lamb in the paint, steps it out to Smith for 3. Won't go, and there's a foul on the rebound. I think it'll be on Buckland pushing off on the rebound. It'll take us to our under 8 media timeout with 6:22 to play in Nashville. Lipscomb still in major control of this one, but the Catamounts are trying to put together a little run here. Got a block, now they kind of come at him with a bucket. Bison's next home game in Allen Arena is Tuesday, January the 8th against North Florida. Game time set for 6:30 Central Time. Get information on tickets and more on game day activity at lipscombsports.com. You can also find the game right here on ESPN Plus, and Matthews and Marbury Are they not the cream of the crop for the Bisons? And it has come to the top here in this game. 19 for Marbury, 17 for Matthews, and they've been helping each other along the way.
Yeah, 36 points of the 76 have come from that dynamic duo, and they have only played combined 43 minutes as well. 19 points in 23 minutes for Marbury and 17 points in 20 minutes for Matthews.
Lamb has played 30 minutes. He plays some of the most minutes. He has he has 3 30-point games this year, and then he has the 42 against St. Bonaventure, and then he's got, in this game, Lamb's got 18 points. And he's getting a little breather now. He's gone over to the bench as Matthews will miss on the jump shot, but then Rose keeps it alive, and Cooper comes out with it. I mean, that's sort of been what Lipscomb has done a lot tonight. They've gone after some 50-50 balls.
Yeah, I mean, you look on the stats, I mean, it's 6 offensive rebounds for Lipscomb now, and the way Lipscomb scores the basketball, you just cannot give Lipscomb this many touches.
And Marbury with 21 now has another soft shot inside the paint. He's going to be a force to be reckoned with in the ASUN this year. And Kenny Cooper is a force to be reckoned with right now as he makes another steal, fakes with the pass, goes with a little backward layup. And Kenny Cooper adds 2 more to his collection. He's got 11 in double figures. And Lipscomb stretches their lead out, and Cooper almost with another steal. Here's Smith into the paint, won't go, and Matthews has the rebound. As Garrison Matthews almost went head into the gold standard there, and then making sure he's okay as both Morand and Marbury pick him up off the floor. You can hear that one all the way over here.
Matthews is tough, former high school football player. And he kind of went into that one just like you would as a football player going into the pads.
Boom. Needed a camera mounted into the pads that time. Matthews will connect on the free throw. He's got 18 now on the night. You know, Kenny Cooper now with 11 points. Kenny's also got, don't have the number of steals that he has, but he's got already 3 assists in this game, along with 6 rebounds.
He's got 3 steals as well.
Well, he's the only player in the ASUN right now averaging 10 points a game, 3.5 assists, and 2 steals a game. He's at 10.6, 3.7 in assists, and 2.3 in steals, and he's over his average tonight with 11.
He's got 11 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, and 3 steals.
Here's Lamb down low against Pepper. Now they'll kick it back out top. Nice pass inside, but the shot won't go inside. Missed there by Petty. And Lipscomb has the rebound.
Now, Catamounts for the first time tonight are going to go zone.
It's a 24-point Lipscomb lead, their biggest of the night. And Kenny Cooper adds 2 more because Eli Pepper made a beautiful pass to him. The Bison lead out to 26. A drive and a shot put up, rims around, no good, and Asajala tips the ball over. And here come the Bisons. Matthews with a crossover. Shot gonna be short, battles for the rebound, and he comes away with it. Asajala to Pepper. Will he shoot a 3? No, he's just gonna tuck it under his arm, wait for the team to get set for him again. Down to 3:38 on the game clock as the shot clock will go down to 14. Bison's willing to take some time off the clock.
Back to zone again, little 2-3.
Cooper to Asajala down low, ball loose on the floor, and it's stolen away. Coming out with it's going to be Patella, and here come the Catamounts. Oh, the reverse layup won't go for Robin Duncan, who's had a good night tonight for the Catamounts. Lipscomb's got the rebound. Matthews for 3. It won't go, and the rebound, Patella. And we're inside 3 here in the final minutes of this one. Lamb, though, will shoot a 3, and he'll put it in the book, as it's put up there by Anthony Lamb. He's got 21 points on the night, right at his average.
Yeah, he's a tough player.
He has lived up to his billing, as well as Matthew and Marbury and Cooper and quite a few players. Wolf had it knocked away, but picked up by Cooper. Now he'll drive, give it off to Asajala to go get 2. Bisons are just clicking on all moves out there.
17th assist tonight for Lipscomb.
Here's a long 3 by Lamb, won't go. Asajala gets the rebound, and Cooper will bring it up slowly for the Bisons. For the game, Lipscomb still shooting 57% after shooting 70% in the first half.
Yeah, and Lipscomb right around their average on the year of 87 points a game. That 87 points a game is 11th best in the country.
Well, they're taking a lot of time off the clock, and Vermont is just staying back in the zone. Here's Matthews, long 3. Oh, me. You know where the square is in Franklin? Go beyond it to about 5 points, because that's where Matthews, the Franklin native, shot that one. And he puts it in the book, and Lipscomb leads at 89-61. And Matthews now with 22 on the night.
This has just been a dominating performance by Lipscomb.
Nice give and go, this time to Smith. And Smith gets his 18th point of the game. It's been Smith and Lamb leading the way for Vermont. And we're going inside a minute. We still got a media timeout to get in. We haven't had our under 4 break. And there's 1 minute to play.
If you don't get it, do they still take it at the end of the game?
I don't know. I haven't had one of those situations. Because Vermont willing just to set back and let the clock tick down to 7 on the shot clock. Here goes Pepper for the layup. And Pepper gives Lipscomb 91, above their average of 87 points a game. They lead at 91-63. Here's Smith for 3. He gets a counter 3. As Smith gets it. And we're inside 30, the shot clock. This one's going to tick down. We're not going to have it. And maybe can't even.
Well, if he does it, if he can't run out the shot clock, so if he doesn't take it, we'll take a media timeout with about 3 seconds.
91-66, Lipscomb leading in this ball game. And Cooper with the ball now. Let's see if they attack with 5. Cooper's just going to send up a long air ball. And I guess we will head to a break. I'm waiting to see if they're going to take it to a break or not. They haven't held up. Yep, they are going to send it. I see it now. They look over. We've got a media timeout with 3.5 seconds to go in a game that Lipscomb leads 91-66 because Cooper shot the long 3 that didn't draw iron.
He was trying to draw iron just so. We'll take.
Well, we've talked about it from the get-go. It's been the heavyweights of Anthony Lamb and Garrison Matthews, and the points are about even. The shooting is about even. It's been a battle between these, but Matthews had the early advantage and got Lipscomb the advantage. They have led from the get-go, up by as many as 28, and they're going to get a 25-point win here tonight, most likely, with 3.5. That's the latest media timeout I can ever recall.
I've never seen anything like that. 3.5 seconds to go, media timeout, and that is one impressive 25-point win. 2 teams in the College Insider Mid-Major Top 25, 2 very good teams, 2 teams that on paper look like they could win their leagues.
Well, they're both picked to win their leagues. Vermont to win the American East, Lipscomb to win the A-Sun, depending on how things go. Vermont will see a 6-game winning streak come to an end, and Lipscomb will move its record to 9-3. The Catamounts drop to 9-4 as Lipscomb wins this game. So for Kaylee Schuyler and Justin Seaman, I am Jonathan Seaman saying Merry Christmas. Hope you have a great holiday season. We want to say so long from Nashville, where your final score, Lipscomb wins it over Vermont 91-66. All games airing on the ESPN Network or streaming live and archived on the ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN.